So you can ask questions or what was exactly your interest to know about termite? So I can tell, means she or he may not have joined. So for termite, I think you know how it damages. Termite can come at any stage of the crop. No stage is fixed for termite. For rice, for wheat, for any crop, it can come at any stage. This is point number one. Point number two is that it can damage your root. It can damage your shoot, particularly in the ground area. Near the ground area, in soil, it can eat the roots of the plant and it can eat the stem of the plant. Then in the beginning, it cuts the part of the plant, or particularly crown part, which is the area near the soil and air, where so near the soil surface, you can say. It cuts that part, and plant is partly disconnected to the roots. Plant is partly disconnected to the roots, and sometimes they remove the whole, they cut the whole plant from the soil surface. So this is the kind of damage, and they eat this carbonaceous material. And in the beginning, your plant will look yellow, but suddenly they will become brown. They will dry up. These are the symptoms of termite infestation. It primarily comes to the areas which are having dry conditions, to the dry fields. And also when you have used immature manure, your compost or farmyard manure is not well decomposed. It is partly decomposed. In that case, this termite attack is more. So, and of course, certain kind of soils, lighter soils in general, you will have more infestation of termite than the heavier soils, because heavier soils in general can retain more water, and lighter soils cannot retain much water. Partly this is also a reason. And then coming to the control, how to control the termite, it is a big task. First thing is that we can identify the queen, and there is one queen for one colony, you know it, but queen mostly lives in the lower side of the soil. So it is not easy to find out the queen and kill the queen so that generations are stopped. That is hello. Yes, please speak again. Any trouble? So in this case, now to control the termite, you can go for use of insecticide. Insecticide can be used, and insecticides are chlorpyrifos or imidacloprid. These are the insecticides which can be used to control the termite. And also one can give light irrigation. If it is rice, you can easily control termite by putting some water, some extra water in the field, then termite will go away. For chlorpyrifos, you can take 3 liters per hectare and spray it. Some farmers intelligently put chlorpyrifos in the running water. When they are applying water, irrigating the crop, they can hang the bottle, and which drop by drop adds to the water, and it can control termite also. Some farmers use sand. In sand, you can mix the required quantity of insecticide and broadcast the sand in the field, and then apply light irrigation. That is also a way to control the termite. And of course, one can use neem cake. Neem cake can be used 200 to 300 kg per hectare rate or little higher rate to control or to reduce the termite. Next question.
Sir, yeah, what is the difference between, hello?
Yes, please.
Sir, what is the difference between wet direct seeding and drum seeding?
Wet direct seeding and
drum seeding.
Ground?
Sir, drum seeder.
Achha,
drum seeding.
Okay. Wet direct seeding and drum seeding. So in wet dry seeding, you got certain quantity of water on the surface, maybe 2-3 centimeter maybe 3 centimeter, maybe 4 centimeter. A thin layer of water is there. Then you can broadcast the seed under wet direct seeding. You can broadcasting is the only option there. And in drum seeding, you can go for first requirement is to go for puddling. You go for puddling, and then after puddling, you level the field, and there should not be any standing water. The soil should be fully saturated with water, but it should not be, there should not be any standing water. And in that water, you go to drum seeder. I have shown the machine, drum seeder, where some drums are there. In those drums, some holes are there, and you can put some seed in every drum. And it has a, you can calibrate the quantity of the seed, and the spacing is fixed. So when you carry the drum, when you run the drum in the field, it will drop the seed in rows. And those seeds are kept on the surface. They are dropped on the surface of the soil. And they will easily stick to the soil because soil is puddled. They will easily stick to the soil, and then they can germinate. So this is how we get direct wets, wet seeding under two conditions. Both are considered as wet. Wet direct seeding when standing water is there, and when standing water is not there. When you go to standing water, you need to broadcast it. When you need, there is no standing water, you can easily do sowing in lines using drum seeder. Was it sufficient, or you still need more clarification?
No, sir, it is clear.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, in case of termite, the crown affected, so that part you can repeat, please.
In case of termite,
You told that crown was affected. I joined later, so I can't hear that properly, that part.
so in case of termite, I think this one-time spray may not be enough. It depends, because termites can come again. If it come again, maybe for 15 days, 20 days, it will be controlled. But if you see that it has come up again, then definitely you need to repeat the spray. Like if we get sick one time, we take medicine, we can fall sick after 15 days. So we need to take medicine. There is no guarantee that one-time application will control this termite forever. It can come again, but for some time, say 15, 20 days, it will not come. But if it recurs, then we need to use it. And simply the sustainable and best management ways are organic ways. Organic means organic ways. For example, somebody has discovered or identified a nematode. That nematode can kill the termite, and that is not harmful to the crops. So if we have that kind of nematode and that can kill the termite, then that is the better option. Instead of using chemical, we can control termite by nematode. So now new approaches are coming up. IRI has developed long back one nematode that can control the termite. But I don't know why it has not found use in practical sense. Maybe extension was not proper, or maybe the nematode may not be that much effective. I don't know the story, but people are thinking from that line also. Yes. Any other question up to now, whatever I have taught? If you have any doubt in anything, you can discuss with me. Because there is no time for the next lecture, I will start next lecture in after the next week. So now I just want to have discussion. You can openly, means without any fear, without any issue, you can discuss anything in your mind related to this course, related to anything on rice, whatever you like. Please ask your questions.
Sir,
Yes.
hello.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
one question regarding Boro nursery.
Regarding
Boro nursery.
Boro,
Nursery field.
yeah, please. You go on speaking. Boro.
Boro nursery, sir. Boro nursery.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Sir, in my locality, one farmer has a problem in his field that his boro nursery field totally filled with azolla. That's why transplanting is a great problem. What can be the solution?
The nursery, Boro nursery has failed because of
Totally filled with
loudly,
azolla.
loudly, Tanmay, little loud. Yeah.
Sir,
Sir,
he
failed
said the
in
Boro
Chola, he said.
nursery is full of azolla.
Okay.
So what could be the possible reason, sir? Well, possible solution, sir?
Possible solution, he can't do the transplanting work because of totally congested with azolla.
Yeah, actually, what happens, it may be completely flooded. It may be completely flooded. The best option is that he can remove all the water. If water is removed, then azolla will automatically die. So that is the only solution I can suggest. But there are certain situations in farmers' field where it is difficult to drain out the water. So that is the problem. Can the farmer drain out the water?
No, sir, that much situation is not available here because all the fields are irrigated, so drainage problem is there.
So I think he has to bear with it, and it can be advantageous also. But
Yes, sir, I said that it is advantageous, but he's always saying that I can't transplant it because it's too much congested.
actually,
With azolla.
what happens, Tanmay, farmers feel that it is azolla and this and that. So many times some wild species also come. And these wild species compete for nutrients, and seedlings of plant become weaker also. So options are available. Some chemicals can be used to control it, but it is not suggestive. Actually, chemical use is not suggestive because how much lot of chemicals are required to control the azolla. That may not be very economic also. So I can give the list of the chemicals that can be used to control the azolla. But azolla is a boon, in paddy field, it is a boon. I don't know, there may be some wild species. So we need to check the species also. If you can get some photographs, good photographs, these days in 1 hour, you can get photographs. And if you send me, I can get it checked from the blue-green algae. We have one cell here in IRA, specializing in blue-green algae and azolla. So I can discuss with them and I can tell the solution to the farmer or to the student also. So we need to be sure that it is the same species which is recommended. So many times I have seen some wild kind of things also come in the field.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Shubham.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want to ask anything?
Yes, sir. No question, sir.
No question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other? Because I can take name. I'm not biased for anyone. For me, all of you are equal. I give you equal love, equal respect to all. So I just take name suddenly. Means I'm not biased for anyone. So don't mind if I'm not taking your name or anybody's name. It is just spontaneous, whatever name I see before my screen. So I choose anyone and just speak. So I do not know any one of you personally. So for me, all are equal. So don't think from that angle. So any other, we still have 4 or 5 minutes. If you have any other question, you can ask, or otherwise I will ask you question. My question is, why we go for puddling in rice? Why there is need to go for puddling in rice? Anyone can come forward and answer.
Sir, main intention is to reduce the percolation loss of water.
Number one,
And then the weed management.
weed management.
And for in our West Bengal situation, the lots of water is plenty. So anyone cannot accept the SRI. And so it is also a main reason. the water is available is plenty here.
Very good. So you,
Sir, another reason is there.
yeah,
Sir,
good.
it creates
The
impervious layer
micronutrient
on
deficiency will
the
be there
soil.
if drainage water is drained.
Yes, Shruti is right. Shruti is right. And you are also right. Everybody is right. But Sugata, you said that it prevents the percolation losses. It reduces the percolation losses. And then Shruti added that it creates
Yes, sir.
impervious.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It is the main reason.
Yeah,
It
Shruti
creates an impervious layer, sir.
good, Sugata. So both of you know.
Yes,
And
sir.
Shruti explained that it is because of creation of impervious layer. Now my question to all is that how this impervious layer is created by puddling? How this?
Sir, at the times of puddling, sir, the soil particles, sand, silt, and the clay is dispersed, and sand settle down lower than silt, then clay. So clay is on the upper layer. So clay is block all the pore space. So that's why it creates an impervious layers, and the water cannot percolate lower down.
Fantastic. I expected the same
Yes,
answer.
sir.
And it is the
The
right
formation of
answer.
cementing layer is
And
also
I
there.
really
Sir,
appreciate
it
your
improves
depth.
the soil structure.
You have very good
That's why.
knowledge. All have very good
And
knowledge.
after that, it is increase the bulk density also.
Fantastic. Next question is that you told me that it controls the weed. This puddling controls the weed. Now question is how it controls the weed.
Sir, due to excess water stagnation, all weeds are died.
Good.
So with
Yes.
germination will be prevented.
Any other student want to add to her? She has said good. She has given good reason. Because of this reduction in percolation losses, so water stagnation will happen, and because of that, the weed seed will not germinate. Many weed seed will not germinate. Therefore, it reduces the weed. Other advantage is ease in transplanting. So when you are doing transplanting, the soil is muddy, so you can easily transplant. You can easily establish the seedling into the soil. So what could be the limitations for puddling? Last question. What should be the constraint, and what could be the negative point about puddling?
The availability of water. It requires much of
Sir,
water. That is
it
not
is
available
mainly
all the
affect the
time.
cropping system. After the rice harvesting, when we planted another crop, the impervious layers is also here. So it will hamper the root proliferation of the next crop.
Good.
As the root proliferation is reduced, the nutrient availability and the water availability is also reduced.
Very good.
So it is necessary to deep plowing after rice.
Super. But that is subsidiary answer. That is answer number 2. Answer number 1 was given by some other student who was saying something about water consumption. Who was that?
Yes, sir. Water, sir. Always water is required. About 200 to 300 millimeter water required for puddling, and that is not available all where.
Fantastic. So Sugata, you are right. But when we answer this question, first we should talk about water, because in puddling
Yes,
also water is consumed. Lot of water
Yes,
is
sir.
consumed in puddling. First answer, and second, yours is fine, that puddling destroys the soil structure, and then there are problems in the establishment of the succeeding crop. So these are the answer, right answer I expected. All the best to all of you. Have a nice time. Thank you very much. Next week, Dr.
Thank you.
Rajiv Singh
Thank
will
you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
I will not be there, and I will take next week. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.